Welcome back. In Lesson 5, we are taking the most significant technical step yet, installing Hermes. Subtitle, Bringing Your AI Worker to Life. Your server is online, your connection is secure, and your Linux environment is ready. Today, we install the layer that turns this blank server into a professional operating environment. That layer is Hermes. Hermes is the runtime that coordinates how your worker thinks, what it knows, which tools it can use, and how it communicates. This is where your infrastructure finally becomes an actual agent system. A language model can reason, but it doesn't know who it is, what job it has, or how to remember its previous work. Those responsibilities belong to the agent runtime. Hermes is the brain's coordinator. Think of the language model as the reasoning engine and Hermes as the operating system. Hermes provides the environment, the identity, the memory, and the tools that allows that reasoning to become useful work. It's helpful to view Hermes as a manager. It handles the logistics, the security, and the persistence, ensuring the AI worker has everything it needs to perform its role without you having to manage the low-level details. One Hermes environment can eventually support multiple workers, but for this course, we are focusing on one. Alex, your AI operations assistant. We will build this foundation completely before we think about scaling. Before we install, we must confirm our server is ready. Log into your VM using the non-root user we created. We'll run a final check on our packages to ensure we're building on the most stable base possible. Always update before adding new infrastructure. This ensures your package lists are fresh and any system-level dependencies are running the latest security patches. This is a simple but non-negotiable professional habit. Hermes relies on a few core system tools: Git for code, curl for downloads, and Python for execution. We'll install these now so the installation process itself is entirely predictable and error-free. Git manages our code, curl handles web communication, Python runs the runtime, and Venv keeps our environment isolated. These are the tools that allow Hermes to function as a modern software application. Now, we create our workspace. Production systems require an intentional directory structure. We don't want files scattered across the server. We want a single, dedicated home for Hermes and all its upcoming components. The tilde represents your home directory. By creating a Hermes folder there, we establish a clean boundary. This will eventually hold Alex's profile, his skills, and the logs that track his every action. When you run the installation command, follow the official documentation for the current version. Tools evolve, but the goal stays the same. Isolate the runtime, verify the version, and confirm the environment is healthy. Once installed, we verify with the version check. If the command responds correctly, your runtime is now part of the system. You have successfully provisioned the operating layer for your AI worker. Let's look inside. Hermes organizes everything into specific folders: profiles for who the worker is, skills for what it can do, and memory for what it remembers. Separation of responsibilities is key to production engineering. This structure allows you to manage multiple agents without conflict. It means your logs won't mix with your configuration, and your worker's skills stay isolated and easy to update as the project grows. Now we need to connect a brain. Hermes is separate from the language model. You can choose OpenAI, Anthropic, or any compatible provider. The beauty of this architecture is that the model can change, but the agent system remains. Choose your provider based on your needs for cost, speed, or privacy. By keeping the model as a separate layer, you ensure your worker isn't locked into a single vendor as AI technology continues to advance. Never hard code your API keys. We use an environment file, readable only by you. I cannot stress this enough. Never place a real API key in a screenshot, a recording, or a public Git repository. Security is your responsibility. We use chmod 600 to restrict access to only the owner of the server. This simple command is a critical layer of defense, ensuring that even other users on the same machine cannot see your credentials. With our secret safe, we provide a minimal configuration. We're not defining the full worker yet. We're just establishing the connection to the model and telling Hermes where to find its profiles and logs. This configuration is the blueprint for the runtime itself. It tells Hermes how to operate, where to store its memories, and which credentials to use. It's the final piece of the setup puzzle. We'll create an empty folder for Alex's profile. We aren't building his identity yet, but we're creating the space for it. This is where we will eventually define his role, his permissions, and his operating procedures. This folder will become the heart of your worker. In the next lesson, we'll fill it with the instructions and skills that make Alex a truly specialized professional worker. For now, we just need the structure. Never assume something is working just because it's installed. We run a health check. This diagnostic command verifies our directories, our configuration, and most importantly, our connection to the language model. The health check is your first line of defense. If any item is red, stop and fix it now. Building on a broken runtime will lead to unpredictable errors later. A green health check is your signal to proceed. Now, we start Hermes. We're running it in the foreground first so we can see every startup log. We want to see the runtime initialize, the config load, and the final confirmation that Hermes is officially running. When you see status, running, your server has officially been brought to life. You now have a persistent operating layer that can host specialized AI intelligence. This is a massive infrastructure milestone. Let's perform a minimal test. We'll ask for a simple confirmation phrase. This isn't Alex working yet. It's just the runtime proving it can send a request, get a response, and return it to us through the new infrastructure. That response proves the full chain. Your configuration is correct, your model provider is authenticated, and data is flowing through your server. Your foundation is solid and ready for the next level. Logs are your eyes on the system. They record every request, every tool call, and every warning. A production AI worker should not be a black box. You must know exactly what your system is doing at all times. Security isn't a one-time setup. It's a mindset we build into every layer. By following these standards now, you are preventing massive headaches and system failures once your agent is live in the real world. If you hit problems, don't panic. Most issues fall into three categories: dependencies, permissions, or credentials. Read the error carefully. Identify which layer failed, fix that specific item, and run your health check again. Systematic debugging is the hallmark of a great architect. Never change random settings. Always follow the evidence in the logs. This discipline will save you countless hours as we build the more complex layers of this system. At this point, Hermes is operational, but Alex isn't a worker yet. We have the home and the manager, but we still need the identity and the instructions. That is our next journey, defining who Alex is. We have the infrastructure complete. Next, we will design Alex's role, his responsibilities, and his specialized instructions. We're moving from the how to the who. We're going to give our architecture its character. Before you finish lesson 5, perform one final security review. Verify your .env file is restricted, ensure you aren't running as root, and confirm your model limits are set. We build secure by default, not as an afterthought. Take a moment to verify every item on this list. If your server is running and your logs are clear, you have completed the foundation of your first agentic system. You have graduated from infrastructure to operations. Today, we brought your AI worker to life with the Hermes runtime. We verified the configuration and established our workspace. In the next lesson, we'll define exactly who Alex is and where his authority begins and ends. I'm Brian Jones, and I'll see you in the next lesson as we design the identity of our first complete AI agent. Let's keep building.